Do you feel embarrassed about church? Does it feel weird for you to actually invite people to visit with you on Sundays? I did, over time that is. But in the beginning, when I was part of several church plants, I was always very eager and enthusiastic about inviting people to come visit with me on Sundays because I wanted to actually fulfill the Great Commission and also share the good news and also allow these people to become part of my church community. But over time, as I invited friends, I started seeing the church through their eyes. And after church, we would actually have lunch and I would kind of debrief with them, kind of pick their brains, ask them what they liked. And they'll say, Tom, why do you guys do this? Why do you guys do that? I'm like, oh, what? Like what? I said, why do you actually have people videotaping the people singing on stage? Or how come you have to have such a big sound, mixing board, whatever, for this for your church? Or how come you're doing another series on tithing? Is your church needing money? Or sometimes it goes a bit too political, and a lot of this was very off-putting to them. And I started understanding that a lot of times what we do as church, especially for me when when I was part of a seeker-sensitive church, what we're trying to do is be very relational, attractive, sensitive to their needs. But what they saw was very much a marketing machine trying to actually pull them in and make them feel comfortable and welcome. But in reality, it really turned them off because what they really wanted was just a connection, authentic, natural, comfortable connection with people. And they felt that they couldn't find that within this whole machinery of what I call institutional church. And over time, I realized that I felt this dread and reluctance to invite people because I realized that how we presented, how we did church in a lot of ways was not conducive for me in terms of helping nurture their desire to actually become a Christian. So over time, I realized that instead of actually bringing them to church, I just started living life together with them. And that's why I'm part of a microchurch, because when you're in a small community where two or three are gathered, Jesus is with us, and that is a church. And you don't have to have this big fancy setup. You can just live life together, two or three, and this is what and this is what they want. They want true, authentic connection and relationship. And for those of you who are in a big church thinking, how do I present this, or how do I invite them to this? You don't have to worry about doing that. All you have to do is just focus on living your life and have friends who are outside the church living life together with you. And over time, and this will take some work, you have to live authentically and be a good ambassador for the Christian faith. Over time, as I see you live it out, making mistakes, having triumphs, they'll see that, you know what, this Christian faith does walk the walk and not just talk about it. And maybe it's something that they want to pursue because how you live it out in community, in a small community where they can trust you.